This gentleman next to me is Rod Kelly, board-certified hypnotist and energy healer, and he'll explain more about himself because I could go on and on and on, but we want to get to this process, but first have Rod tell you a few things. He practices in Bristol, Connecticut, but has had a vast experience in his history of where he came from and how he got to this point of using what he's going to share with us today. Welcome, Rod.
Thank you very much, Tom. It's a pleasure being here with you.
My pleasure. Yeah. So can you just share with everybody how you came about this process and the kind of results that you're getting working with people?
Wonderful. Absolutely, Tom. See, in 1970, I watched a movie or a TV show that came out at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was the Tomorrow People. And Tom Considine was the moderator, but they had a guest on there that was from the Rosicrucian. Now, the Rosicrucian was actually the mystical order that belonged to the Masons, the Freemasons. And in that show, he made a comment that stuck in my mind for 45 years, verbatim. And that comment was, the only way that humanity will ever be able to heal disease and illness is they have to learn how to heal the aura. When I was 49, which was a few years ago, I got really sick for an awful long time. For 7 years, I battled staying alive. And when the medical profession really had given up on me entirely, I had debilitating stroke, I had pulmonary embolisms, I had major surgeries, 2 open heart surgeries, along with 7 others. But when they gave up on me, I moved up to Ontario and I lived on a reservation, Native American reservation. And I was brought under the wings of a very prominent James Bay Cree elder by the name of Archie Chichu. And Archie taught me a really super important thing. He taught me how to connect to my higher self. And through this spiritual connection with my own consciousness, I learned how to heal me. And I didn't heal me just a little bit. I healed me literally every single aspect of this nasty medical problem that I had for 7 years. And I soon opened up a retreat and wellness center, and I worked with people from literally all over the globe. And what it comes down to is that one statement that the only way that humanity will ever be able to heal itself is they have to learn how to heal the aura. Well, now the aura is just simply the light body that surrounds us. And I developed a technique on myself that I was able to manipulate the diseases or the medical problems that I had and totally resolve them. And what it came down to, I started working with other clients. And the first client I worked with was a man that had Parkinson's disease. And I taught him this simple posture meditation.
Which we're going to show everybody.
Right,
absolutely.
On me, right, absolutely. But the posture visualization was so powerful. In 3 weeks, he had totally learned how to manage his tremors 100%, so he didn't even recognize when the tremors were going off. Over the next years, I worked with a whole host of medical conditions, and the most prominent was just recently I worked with a man actually had cancer. And he was going in for a really long and arduous series of rounds.
Was that your mailman?
Right, that was my mailman.
I saw that video, yeah.
The man went through 28 rounds of radiation and 5 rounds of chemo. And throughout the entire 33 sessions, not one single day did he feel anything less than healthy, happy, and strong. No negative side effects whatsoever.
Now we're going to have Rod use me as the volunteer and show you this 3-minute process that you yourself can apply. And the beauty of Rod's work is that when we did this workshop a couple of months ago, everyone that attended, his only request to them was, please go share this with as many people as you can. So that's why we're doing this now, and I wanted Rod to be on the show today so we can have that many more people understand what is possible. So I'm going to let Rod take over now.
Thank you very much, Tom.
You're welcome.
All right, Tom, what I want you to do, first of all, is I want you to stand in the best possible posture you can. Push your shoulder blades back, your head straight ahead, as if you're holding you up right by the top of the head. This is a basic posture position that is taught to everybody that ever had gone into the military service any place in the world. It's called standing at attention. The importance of this is your spinal column is your antenna for the universal energies. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be teaching Tom how to draw the magnetic energy of the earth through the top of his head, take control of it, and manipulate it down so that energy goes all the way down to his spine to the small of his back. Then I'm going to be teaching him how to draw the gravitational energy of the earth into his feet and then draw it up into his body. And when that happens, the two energies coming together have the same exact impact that lightning does. And there is an explosion, but the explosion is of blended energy, and it blows out his aura to the maximum size, which simultaneously balance all the chakras. Now I'll explain this as I'm demonstrating. Tom, I want you to just close your eyes and imagine a really powerful beam of light shining right down on the top of your head. Focus all your thoughts on this absolutely powerful beam of light shining down the top of your head. And if you can't feel it, imagine it, because your mind can't tell the difference between real and imagined. And just let me know when you can feel some type of sensation, whether it's heat or maybe tingling, but let me know when you can feel something in the top of your head. Okay? Now I want you to draw that down. Using the power of your mind, draw that energy down to the base of your skull where your spinal column meets your skull. And let me know when you can feel it there. Now slowly, I want you to draw all that energy that's here all the way down to the small of your back. And let me know when it's down in the center of your back. Now, once again, using your vivid imagination, imagine a light of equal intensity shining on the soles of both of your feet. And let me know when you can feel it. Now move it to your ankles. To your knees. To your hips, and then draw it right back to the small of your back. Now, I've worked with this particular process for 15 years, and I've worked with a wide plethora of different types of medical issues. And what you're actually witnessing is this is a photograph of the aura prior to the 3-minute exercise. And you can notice that it's very rigid, it is broken, the colors aren't very consistent. These are the levels of the openness of the chakra, the chakras themselves. And in 3 minutes, we've extended the size of the aura from 6 inches beyond the body to over 7 feet from it. And all of the chakras are simultaneously balanced. Now, the way that this works with healing disease and illness is very simple. Disease and illness is nothing more than the coagulation of negative energy. When you're dealing with cancer, it draws all the negative energy from your body and puts it in one single location. And it picks up energy, negative energy from the world around it. And this is how the disease manifests. Now, all diseases and illness have one single commonality. They are all negative energy. And because they are negative energy, they have specific properties, propensities, but they all have one single vulnerability, and that is light. You see, light is the aura. It's the orb of light that surrounds the body, and it's perfectly balanced energy. And what happens is that perfectly balanced energy then permeates into the body, and it begins to dissipate the negative energy that make up the disease and illness. It works consistently because once you draw that energy in, then it all becomes just a matter of physics where there's no room for errors on it, because physics is an absolute series of laws that comprise energy. And this simple little exercise has been known to work with cancer, Parkinson's disease, fibromyalgia, MS, liver problems, heart problems, kidney problems, and a whole lot more. The beauty of it is, if it's complicated, nobody's going to do it. This is a simple 3-minute exercise. And anybody can spend 3 minutes a day to improve their overall health. It works, and the beauty of it is, once you learn the system, I implore upon you to teach it to as many people as you possibly can, because it is a universal way to help us gain control over our own health, because nobody in the world has more of a right to heal you than you have yourself. And it not only is a right, it's an obligation. And I really would like to see everybody live up to that obligation of being healthy. Thank you very much, Tom. Relax now. That's it.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel?
Well, I was drifting in and out of little trance states at times.
What were you experiencing when you're in this meditative state?
I was really focused on your direction and imagining exactly what you asked me to imagine, of white, light, or however you phrased it. And at certain times did feel a physical response.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The system is perfect, and from what the Freemasons, made a statement 45 years ago that stuck into my mind. Humanity will never be able to heal disease and illness until they learn how to heal the aura, and that is precisely what we have achieved. We've healed the aura, brought it to its maximum capacity for wellness and strength.
Well, Rod, let me ask you, how often should somebody apply this process?
If it's just for daily maintenance, once a day is fine. But if you have a condition such as cancer or any other condition, the more often you do it, the more powerful it becomes. If you have a condition, I would recommend a minimum of 3 times a day, once in the morning, when you first get up, once when you go to bed, maybe 1 time at dinner time. But the more often you do it, the more powerful it gets, and the greater the results are from the exercise.
Excellent. And Rod, where can people find more information about it?
You can get a lot more information by going onto my website, which is eyeoftheeagle.org.
EYE?
EYEOFTHEEAGLE.org.
Awesome.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Simon.
you so much.